Matthew.
Howdy.
Your driver. He's the chap that physically builds the kits.
So what do you think of this competition? How do you mean? What, between,
between the two teams.
Wow.
As long as you don't drive like a woman.
Me driving like a woman, the only thing I can say to that is I'll have to take whoever said it out in a car, because it's, I certainly don't drive like a woman. I've just met my team for the first time. They seem like a nice bunch of people. They're obviously very, very keen on the project, and they know their stuff about the cars.
We hate the back end.
Yeah?
The back end looks awful.
Why?
It just looks, just everything. It just looks like it's been cobbled together from loads of leftover parts.
It's like you cut off the back end of another car and just got...
Yeah, it's like you put that on there and thought, oh right, we need the exhaust to go somewhere. Oh, we'll just stick that on the back. Oh, the number plate's go. Oh, we'll just tie that on there. And oh, damn, we need a fog light now. We'll just stick that there.
They didn't seem too impressed with the Riot. I think they sort of think the foundations of the car are there, but the cosmetics are slightly lacking, which is it's something that could be worked on, but I think they're sort of missing the essence of what the Riot's actually about. The team are very good. They're very enthusiastic, very lively, some strong characters coming out straight away. I think the team leader put forward was Stuart. He seems to be on top of things, and people seem to almost look up to him. So hopefully if he's going to progress as the team leader, it should be quite a strong team.
So with the first raiding trip completed and the chassis in the workshop, the cracks are starting to show before the first rivets in place.
With only a couple of months for the build and 1 day a week building time, the schedule will be tight. There'll be no place for egos, tempers or tantrums. Will the teams gel?
Bit of a night out last night, I think, so...
Or they still might be drinking a pound of pint beer, I'm not sure.
I don't know where everyone is, but if they don't turn up soon, they're going to be turned away, because we can't run a race team with people not turning up, so we'll see what happens.
Welcome back to UK Kit Car. With key scrapyard raiding trips completed and the chassis now in the workshop, the actual business of building the cars can now begin.
Altitude, 40 miles. Speed, 13,200 miles per hour.
You actually want it, you're obviously going to rivet straight up to there, aren't you?
Yeah, range to touchdown, 1,400 miles.
What are you playing at? Huh? Where's your mistake?
Left bank with wings angled about 57 degrees to horizontal.
The problem is, like, because of that flex, as soon as you put the weight on it, the wheel will just go off.
Delicate adjustment.
It's basically beggared the thread by screwing a ball joint in on an angle instead of straight.
Houston, we see your tire pressure messages. We did not copy your last. Houston, we see your tire pressure messages. We did not copy your last.
However, with the cracks starting to appear in the teams even before the build started, Steve faced his first challenge, and it wasn't an engineering one.
Well, today we've had 2 weeks till Christmas, quite an important day. Planning to get this one on the deck, which means that we've got to get the panelling finished, panels applied, suspension built up, brake lines in, and then get it on the ground. I brought everything down to do that. Unfortunately, one of my team has just done a hatchet job on the floor, which is, to be honest, I'm a bit livid about. He chose to do it because it was easier, which is not the way it should be done. So all the holes are all over the place, so we had to remake the floor, which I've now got to drill out before drilling out the chassis, and also my team's gone. So not sure where they are. I think they've just gone home. They haven't said anything to me. So Matt and I and Stuart from the other team, we're going to prove a point, and we're just going to get this chassis together, and we're going to get it on the deck, and we're going to get it on the deck in about 3 hours, just to prove what people can do when they work as a team, because my lot and most of Matt's lot have just, for want of a better phrase, f***ed off.
okay. There's one or two of the students that aren't as committed as they might be. And what I've suggested to Steve is that he knows who they are, we all know who they are. You know, we'll set a bit of a list up, give them till the end of the semester, that's like 2 weeks, to decide if they want to continue. And if not, don't bother coming back after Christmas. If they're not prepared to put the effort in at this time, when they're in nice warm surroundings, you can't expect them to, you know, pull together when they're out at the racetrack when it's pissing it down with rain and they're all feeling miserable. So, you know what I mean? You might as well say, well, look, enough's enough, thank you very much, but no thanks. And away we go. Motorsport's all about commitment. You know, you spend a lot of time doing too much work for not a lot of cash. If they're not prepared to put that commitment in and do the job as Steve's asked them to do it, rather than taking shortcuts. You know, you can see around the workshop there's bits of aluminium just thrown on the floor. I think they think that the fairies bring it in the night. You know, somebody's got to pay for that. And once it's scratched and damaged, you can't then go and put it on a car that, you know, sort of has to look right. Because the panels are so thin anyway, you can't polish it out. You know, it just scraps the material. So I think some ass needs to be kicked.
With the build only just begun and half the team taking an early bath, Steve and the dedicated few had proved a point.
Columbia, Houston, UHF comm check.
Because everyone else disappeared. But that's not true. A couple of guys on my team who were doing the pedals went for lunch, came back, and then worked pretty much till 4:30 sorting the pedals out. But everyone else just disappeared. And they disappeared without saying goodbye as well, which is a little bit disappointing. So we decided to prove a point that 3 people can do a lot more than 10 people if they're dedicated and up for it. And I think we've done that. Not quite on the wheels, but we aren't that far off. It's nearly there. So.
Next time on UK Kit Car, the teams react to Steve's proven point.
Why do I want to bother? We're supposed to be a team, we're supposed to be working together, and it's just not happening.
Tempers spray and teams fragment as the build progresses.
Stitched him up like a kipper. What's he ever done to you?
Butchered up Matt's version of one of these.
Right, angle grinder.
And Steve and Matt face the idea of actually having to race. Join us next time on UK Kit Car.